Go on, guys, Bree, get one of yourself done. And what a great goal! Not so. Shoot!
What is going on, everybody? You're very welcome back to Leeds Bros for your deadline day stream. And again, another crazy day. The what is Leeds United Football Club. I would have loved to be live with you all day today, guys. To be honest with you, unfortunately, I do have to work. YouTube doesn't pay the bills, but is in work today, trying to keep up to date with it. Also, we'll try and do a quick recap, obviously, through the day. I think everyone probably knows we went there for MVP to try and get him on loan. It's been rejected by Aston Villa. Villa are saying that they want to keep him there, so it does look like Buendia is going to happen. There's absolutely nothing about Gus Hamer today as well, which I thought there would have been, to be honest with you guys, but there's nothing about Hamer at the minute. And then the big story that we have at the minute is Harry Wilson. Leeds have approached for a loan. It's been rejected by Fulham. They say they want a permanent, but only if they get a replacement as well. So it's going to be a very interesting last hour. So stay with us, and hopefully we eventually, as Leeds United fans, we always say we never get a deadline day deal. So we might get a deadline day deal, or we might just get the don't go to bed just yet. Eli Melier has been sold. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen in the last hour? But stick with us. That right there says, let us know in the comments below, what do you think of the Leeds United transfer window as well, guys? It's over to you as well. I want to hear your thoughts on how you think the window has gone and what we need to do in this final hour to finish it all off, to make it a decent window to ensure we stay in the Premier League. So make sure you're hitting that like button, hit subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and as always, get them thoughts in the comment section below. But Dylan, we'll pass over to you. The tools are literally only in the door. I'm still in my work clothes, in the door, straight into the shed and live. But how we keep?
You look but ahead of me. Look ahead of me, lads. I'm only in the door myself. Show goes on, is right. Yeah, look, I know BMG is probably not in here. I'm not going to be negative. I'm going to be positive, ultra positive. I think this will be a change for Leeds. Hopefully we get at least one in the door within the hour. And then, yeah, to be honest with you, I'd like to see Mez go. But I'm not going to be too uptight or upset about it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's time in January to get a bit of business done as well. I know it's probably not great, but it is what it is, lads. We're going to have to move. There's no point that we can't whinge about it. We have to move on from it.
Well, no, I'm not whinging about it. I'm just like, I can't go the next 4 months till I'm watching. Look, as much as we picked up the 4 points out of the last 9 has been decent for Leeds, but I think we all know, Dylan, there's just no attacking threat going forward. And for the next 4 months, without having really attacking threat, and I don't really fancy watching Brendan Aronson and Jack Harrison coming off the bench for Willie Gnonto and Dan James over the next couple of months. I am happy. We'll talk obviously, Dylan, about the main one. Harry Wilson obviously is the big talking point. For me, Dylan, I'm okay with it. I think it's a decent signing. We need one more. Like I was expecting us to do 2. Maybe a little bit greedy, possibly 3 today. But Harry Wilson as a player, Dylan, we've came up against, especially in that derby season as well, when they knocked us out of the playoffs. But a good player, Dylan, can take set pieces as well. We've been crying out for it.
Look, I think the loan was the right way to go. Obviously, they rejected it Fulham. That's what I really want. I think we can use up the loan options when needs be. Obviously with Solomon last season, he was a great standout player for us. Scored a winning goal to get us promoted, and it's a bit annoying Premier League team and we didn't go that route. I know we're always looking to buy players. I get that, I do, but the loan market's definitely one that we should be looking into.
Talks with him at Palace there, as I was saying just before it came in. It was Solomon and Palace both. Spurs want a loan with an obligation. Palace want a loan with an option. So be interesting to see. I wouldn't rule out in the last end of this window that we see Manor Solomon rocking up at Ellen Road, but we will keep a close eye on it as well. Another player as well that was linked with Leeds throughout the whole window as well was the lane back away. He is having a medical at Nottingham Forest, so that's another one that's going to slip through the cracks for Leeds United as well. But we'll try and keep you up to date on all the other news as well as Leeds United. As we go through the last hour. But let's say hello to a couple of people that are in the building. Ian Morton is here. He says, as of 10 to 6, Leeds have bollocks up this transfer window. We'll need to pull 2 strikers out of the hat. We will need to get a third-rate guy, 4 goals in 38 matches. Clueless. Yeah, I don't think we will do a striker. I said that last week. I thought it was a little bit of a stretch with everything with Dominic Calvert-Lewin getting the number 9 shirt, the wages and all that. It was Calvert-Lewin's our number 9, so we need to try and fill in around them. Audi Dew says, West Yorkshire Gamer, thanks for popping in, buddy, on your Monday. Stephen Bourne is here. Big up, Stephen. Hope you get well, a cracking weekend with you, pal. Evening, lads, in chat. It's not going to be the transfer window we wanted, but I'm still okay overall. Get DCL fit, Okafor firing, and we have game changers there. Let's see what happens in this hour. He's always positive, always even coming out of Ellen Road, he's always very positive as well. Stephen, loved here. Emort says, I'm normally the most positive of Leeds fans, but we have sealed our own fate with a lack of quality signings. Yeah, Dylan, like, I think as we said, like the start of the window was fantastic for Leeds, wasn't it? And I really do like some of our additions that we've brought in, the likes of our stack, you know what I mean? Overall, I think Perry is an upgrade on Melier. We know the kicking issues there, but I think he's decent. We've good cover there in Bial. Good Munson as well. Cracking left back as well. He looks like he's getting better every game. So the business that we have done today, I think, has been decent for Leeds United. It's just been the lack of it up the other end. And that's been the issue, Dylan, from the start of pre-season, you know, in these first games, in the pre-season, first 3 games in the Premier League as well. It's you can see what we're really lacking going forward, aren't we?
I think after 3 games and we got a goal from a penalty, we haven't like openly scored from play.
Yeah.
It's concerning, definitely. But you know, with Calvert-Lewin coming in, hopefully he gets up and firing and fit and ready. Same with Okafor. And then you're looking at the likes of Meche and Pirro to more or less grab the jersey as well. But, you know, you said it going back there and at the end of the season, it now, once the window opened for Leeds to get the business done from the top, from the back, it doesn't really matter. And then obviously injected that with quality signings at the back, moving up the field into midfield. And then we were saying, what about a goalkeeper? Everyone, including myself, we were all, these positions aren't filled, etc.
Yeah.
And then we were promised a star quality signing of a striker. I'm still waiting for that, and hopefully now within the hour we get that. But, you know, how do I say this? You know, people are going to bookmark this one. Pirro's definitely not our star striker. And I think I said that early on. We want someone with that experience, that quality. And if Calvert-Lewin is the man, fair enough. But then going with Solomon, you know, I think Solomon should have been done early doors if we we're going to do it. But then we brought Okafor in. So why would you go for Solomon now? I think it's a bit of a head scratch.
Scraping the barrel a little bit.
100%.
West Yorkshire Retro Gamer says we need better than Hamer. I'd take him now, buddy. I really would. I'm desperate, you know what I mean? I'm like that drunken mate that's left in the nightclub at the end of the night when all the good looking women are gone home and you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. You know what I mean? You're trying to sniff what's around. Like, that's what I feel like. I take Hamer now, buddy. It's needs most at the minute. After being at that game in Newcastle, we
love that analogy.
It's true though, Dylan. You know what I mean? We're scraping the bottom of the barrel at the minute. So I take Gus Hamer, you know, right now. I really would. And it's a bit of a head scratch as well, Dylan, because yesterday I thought we'd get it done. I thought we'd wake up this morning. I thought about midday. I thought we'd have all the links with Hamer and we'd get it done. Especially being with a championship team like Sheffield United, not off to a great start. I thought he'd want to try and get out there. It's only 40 minutes down the road from Leeds. 15 million. I thought we'd get it done today, Dylan. It's just disappointing now. Look, there's still time to get it done, but there's nothing there at the minute. I'd be surprised if we do. But he was one. Like, I think it'd be a very strong end to the window if we could get a Hamer and we can get a Harry Wilson. You know, that'd be a very strong end to the window. But I have just seen there on Twitter that the plane that Harry Wilson was meant to get to Leeds is completely cancelled now as well. So that doesn't necessarily say he's not coming to Leeds. He could possibly be doing his medical in Cardiff. Who knows? We will keep an eye on it as well. But I think just a disappointing end to the window, Dylan, altogether. Because even, again, if you had said 3 weeks ago, you'll end up with the likes of Harry Wilson, you still would have been saying, you know, what are we doing here? But again, where we are at the minute, Dylan, it's bodies and it's needs most at this stage.
Look, I wouldn't say I'm overly happy with the attacking threat. You know, Pirro, Calvert-Lewin and Meche coming in there. We definitely need another winger. But what the ones really irritate me is the Hamer situation. Going back to last season into January, we were all crying for a number 10. We didn't get it. Said hopefully they know what they're at here to get us promoted. We've got promoted and we still have no number 10. You can't expect Pirro to go in there, and you certainly can't accept Aronson to go in there either, because it's madness. And you know, we've been just linked constantly with Hamer, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of getting sick and tired of listening to it. It's similar to the Ryan Kent situation.
I just feel like he's turned us down a lot as well, Dylan, hasn't he? I feel like he's turned Leeds down a little bit now as well, and now it feels like there's an opportunity to go get him, and he's probably a little bit kind of saying, yeah, come get me, Leeds. Like, no, we don't want you now, isn't it? It's like the typical reverse psychology, isn't it? But yeah, look, it's exactly what it'd be a very strong end to the window if he got the boat with him. Hamer doesn't look likely, and it's very much 50-50 whether Wilson gets done as well.
I just think, you know, it's Leeds late as usual. You can't be leaving it late in the window. I understand with PSR reasons, outgoings, and you know, just agents acting the maggot and trying to get the players the best deal. I understand that, but
Yeah.
from a Leeds perspective, being this, trying to become an established Premier League team, we should have got deals done early. Now, on the flip side of that is, look, some people look at it this way. I've seen it on Twitter. Is it the 49ers are holding out? Don't want to be saying this, but if January comes in and we don't get the results that we get, is it a thing maybe they don't want to spend in case they pull the trigger on Fark? And it's conversations definitely to be had because it's out there. It's out there on social media of these questions that need to be answered. So maybe that could be contributing to it. But get Hamer, get Wilson, get another 4 or 5 players in the door winning the hour.
Dan says here, get ready, panic. They will panic and bring back Phillips, thinking we'll appease the fans here. Yeah, wouldn't be spoiled. They'll show up another heat map of Longstaff or Grove as well, just to try and keep us all happy. Look, yeah. AT says, has Messi signed it? Not quite yet. West Yorkshire Retro Gamer says, defense 8 out of 10, midfield 7 out of 10, attack 2 out of 10. Yeah, I think it's more or less the feeling, isn't it, right across the fan base, Dylan, is that, the defense, we look solidly sound. Obviously, you take Arsenal over. The midfield, we look decent enough as well. It's going forward. Really, really bad going forward, and definitely need better. John Pepper says, our transfer window 5 out of 10 for me. I think the 49ers have left Fark down in this last bit of the window. Yeah, I think so as well. I think so. I think the recruitment has let the club down and let the board down as well, and let Prague down, because it's basically, for me, the interview that Prague did before Everton as well, Dylan, has made him look a little bit silly, hasn't it? Obviously saying, stuff happens towards, the last couple of days of the window, and it hasn't, so it's made him look like a bit of a fool as well. So it's just disappointing end to the window, because I thought
it's the false promises, Darren. That's what's annoying me. And look, it's the striker one that annoys me, saying they're going to out and spend all the money that needs to be spent. There's obviously obstacles in the way. I get that, I truly do, but why we leaving it so late? That's what's annoying me. And I'm going back to what I said, before the pre-season. I said the last game of the pre-season is in Dublin, obviously against AC Milan in the Aviva, and I'd like to see everyone in more or less in the door, fit and ready to go to see what these type of players are like. But yet again, we're paddy last, waiting for scraps, or as you say, bottom of the barrel, and it's not good. It doesn't look good on us. It certainly doesn't look good on Daniel Fark, and it doesn't look good on the board. So I'm trying to be positive. I am, lads. I think within the last hour now, if we get one in, I wouldn't be overly. I'd be happy with that. But if we get 2 or 3 in, I'd be more or less back on track.
Dan says they were never going to accept a loan for Wilson. It's his last year. The contract, so it would mean that they get nothing for him once the loan has ended. Exactly, and it's just it's PSR. It's PSR for me. That's what it's down to as well. I have a little bit of a graph I'll show you in the middle from our spend so far this summer to what the outgoings have been, and I think that's probably been the disappointing side of our transfer window, and that's probably why we find ourselves at this stage, is that our outgoings have been really poor, really, really poor. 10 players have gone, and we've only got 8 million. Thereabouts 8 million we've only brought in from 10 players, gone out of the squad. So it hasn't been good enough for me. You still have Melier here on the books. You still have Brendan Aronson here on the books. You still have Jack Harrison here on the books. It's just not good enough. It should have been a lot better. We should have really tried to. We were promoted, I think it was the 20th or 21st of April. We knew we were coming up to the Premier League. We had a lot more time to get our hands and our deck in shape compared to Sunderland, and we just haven't done it, Dylan. It feels like we've kind of fallen behind a little bit now, and it's just disappointing. Disappointed because I did expect a lot more from the 49ers. Expect a lot more out of this transfer window to give ourselves a little bit more of a fighting chance, and we just haven't done it. Just have not done it.
It's going back to the Rajasani era. The second season in the Premier League where we should highly invested in certain players and replace a good chunk of them, and we didn't. And we obviously found ourselves fighting a relegation battle, and then the following year we went down. We should be learned from our mistakes, and we're not. And that's the way it is. Now, look, don't get me wrong, towards the end of the season, if we stay up, and they did what we're on about, but I mean, we need to invest. We need to give ourselves the best fighting chance. Just seem a bit let down at the minute.
Yeah. I think Smarty has this on the head as well, Dylan. We called it at the time when Peugeot fell through. We were live on stream when Peugeot fell through. And we said it at the time that it felt like, I think it was 18 days altogether was the whole saga with Peugeot. And it felt like after Bijou, we were kind of left with our pants down a little bit, that we didn't know where to go. We'd no options. Who was the next one coming in? And I was talking about this with Stephen as well when we were over in Leeds, and a couple of other Leeds fans in the mute as well. And it just felt like Leeds were allowed, kind of be the bystander in all these deals. Same with the Diarra deal, with the Bijou deal, with the Buena Notte deal as well. I don't fully blame the board for that, because that was an attempt to try and get a really good player. But the Bijou one for 18 days, Dylan, to let it go that long without getting an okay or, a straight up no from the player, for me was a little bit silly from the board. It should have got to a stage where, we agreed with the club, offered the player what we can offer him. This is exactly what we can bring you. Are you come to Leeds or are you not? Because if not, we need to move on to the next target. And I know it doesn't fully work like that. You can't always say no to a quality player like that, but there has to be a cut-off point, Dylan, where you can't be cut short. That's the disappointing. Yeah, you move on, and that's the disappointing thing for me as the board is, and exactly what Smarty says here. It feels like that we've been scrambling ever since the Bijou one, and it's not good enough. It's not good enough, Dylan, for Premier League, Leeds United. And we've said it, we need to give ourselves a fighting chance. We need this window to be 9, 10 out of 10. And a bit of luck in this Premier League to stay out this year. And we're going to find it very hard. You said, look at the January ones around the corner with 4 months.
But surely, who's to say that they're going to buy anyone in January as well?
And January's a lot worse. January's a lot worse. It's so hard to do any business in January. So hard.
I don't know, lads. It's just a head scratch for me why business wasn't done early, with the money that they've got, with the backing that they've got, with even the city itself, like with the parade. They should have gave the 49ers that more of a boost to go, we want to take this to the next level. Obviously with the stadium expansion, all that, like everything is right in order. Just do it in the right circumstances. Get it done as quick as possible. Get it done early and give ourselves the best fighting chance.
Gary says you're not going to get a player on loan with 1 year left in his contract. It was silly, Gary, but it puts it into perspective for me. It was when the Hamer thing came up the other day, it was alone with an obligation to buy. The Buendia has been alone and Harry Wilson is alone. So for me, it's screaming we're on the brink of PSR. It's screaming we're on the brink of PSR. So I think they expected a lot more outgoings. They probably think that they thought they were going to sell Melier. They maybe thought you might have got a Gruev going, possibly a Strouk going, and they would have queued a little bit of money. Aronson, Harrison, maybe they thought they'd get a little bit for Bamford as well, possibly Joseph. And I think they would have thought they would have got a little bit more coming in, and they just haven't done it. So it feels like to me this is screaming we're on the brink of PSR all over, because we're looking at the loan players instead of buying them. And a championship player. We're looking to loan a championship player with an obligation to buy as a Premier League club. That's not telling you there's PSR issues there. I don't know what is.
You said it down a couple of weeks ago about the PSR situation, about the outgoings. We were getting loads of players in at the time, and then it went very laxy-daisy there for a while. I think it was 2 weeks or a week and a half, and there was no noise coming out of Leeds at all. And then, you flipped the switch on and saying, lads, let's not actually think about incomings here. Where's the outgoings going? Where's the money to free up certain players? Obviously when with Joseph going out on loan and Ramazani, I just think it's madness. Even down to the Ramazani situation, being honest with you, I'm still annoyed over that one. I really am. He definitely would have done a job for us there. But look, we move on, lads. We're just going to have to keep moving on. It is what it is. It's out of our hands.
Long window after deadline day, maybe Leeds got mixed up with the wrong window. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. But look, we still do a few bits in the loan market. Again, why can't we just be proactive on things? The 49ers have been supportive, and we are just not as attractive team as we think. Once we establish ourselves in the Premier League, that will change. Yeah, absolutely, Pierre. But my kind of counterpoint to that, Pierre, because in our group chat there, and I'll kind of pop off your the group chat there that we have, I think there's about 20, 30 lads in there. We're having the conversation today, and a similar topic was brought up today, is that we're obviously not the team that we were. We're going to be in relegation battle. But look at Sunderland. Look at the business Sunderland have done as well. That the boy goes back to Chelsea, and then bang, they pull a trigger on a 20, 25 million striker straight away. And it's more about just being more proactive in the window, isn't it? There is players out there that will want to come and play for Leeds United. It's just getting it over the line. So I would put, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'd put Sunderland out there as an example as well as that. I don't fully back that either. Do you know what I mean? There is players out there that we can get. Mesley is still here now. He will go on free next season. No profit. Typical Leeds. Yeah, exactly. exactly. Or he'll end up just going on loan when the window closes as well, John. Be something
I'm
silly.
flat out here looking at Fly Tracker. I'm being honest with you to see if
Yeah,
anyone
we're
that
going to
gig.
keep up to date. I'm on Twitter here as well. I've Sky on as well, guys, and the telly on. So if you hear that and keep us up to date, and yeah, we'll try and keep you.
There was a flight from London that did land at 20 to 6.
Darren, you've got a lovely lad. You ain't no scraping the barrel. She's got a lovely husband. She's got a lovely husband, hasn't she? Cheers, Paul. Appreciate that. Hamer all day. Unfortunately, not happening. Stephen Bourne. Nah, I don't think it's happening, buddy. I don't think it's happening. I think Fark
Positive.
needs to stop trying to get the fans on his side and saying that he needs more players when he knows exactly what is going on. Yeah, that's another side of it as well. Easy that it doesn't look good on the football club as well. That you have your manager coming out and going, I want two more, and really behind the scenes, is it doable to do two more? And should all kind of be in conjunction with each other, shouldn't they? That don't be saying that sort of stuff until we get it. Just say, let's see what happens. But we've seen a little bit of this from Fark as well. Back in January when he dropped the number 10 as well, didn't he? And we never done the number 10, so maybe he's just covering himself easy. I mean, if the inevitable does happen, he could say, well, I didn't get the backing I need. There she is there. Smarty says, even the players at the bottom of the barrel are knocking us back down. Exactly. We're having to look under the deck and barrel. Really disappointed. Amo, the Fark out brigade. Yeah. Yeah, I can't disagree with Smarty there. It is like it feels like we're, even the ones at the bottom of the barrel, the likes of your last straws, your Hamers, your Harry Wilsons is like these aren't even looking likely either. Like, what was that? Dylan's Hires going 90 here for the transfer window. I had to kick you out, Dylan. Can't listen to that. Well, Dylan is gone, guys. I'm going to pull up a little bit of a graph that I put together earlier on here. It did take me a little bit of a while to do, so I do hope you appreciate it. But this is Leeds' net spend overall this summer. So as you can see there, obviously then on your left-hand side is the income. So Stack, Okafor, Bial, Perry, Longstaff, good months in, James Justin, Borneo, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Meche totaling 113 million, roughly thereabouts. So this is off transfer market, so it might be a couple of million off, but it's estimated that's what Leeds have spent this summer. And then on your right-hand side there, then the outgoings as well. I said 10 players have less as well. Now, that doesn't include your Joe Rotwells, your Manor Solomons, Gillavogies, because obviously they were on loan as well. But these were players that were signed with the football club. Apparently, only 8 million. Only 8 million occurred from 10 outgoings. And that's what I really think has snookered Leeds United in this window, is that we probably thought we were going to get a little bit more money in to kind of balance the books to be able to go out there and get ourselves a striker. So I think that's where the downfall comes for me. Overall, that it just hasn't been good enough going out the other way. Let's get into a couple more of the comments while we're here. Emmett is in the building. He says, so we get rid of Ramazani and now we're scrambling around for players not as good as Ramazani. Is our back? Exactly, Emma. I can't disagree with you. And again, in that Newcastle game as well, when you need a little bit of spark in the game, and James wasn't at it, and Nanto was probably right to take Nanto off as well. We would have loved to see Elijah Ramazani come on there, go at him, a fair player, not afraid to take people on. You're bringing on Brendan Harrison and Jack Harrison, and look at Harrison did okay. For me, Brendan Harrison is just not it, especially not in the wing in the Premier League for Leeds United. If you're bringing on Elijah Ramazani, he's one of them, get you up off your feet. We've seen him. We can go off both feet, left foot, right foot. It's just disappointing. And I just don't buy the whole situation is that because he doesn't deal with the running back. I've watched Okafor a bit as well, and I went back on some of his clips playing for AC Milan. He's not overly defensive as well. So for me, it just screams a breakdown with Daniel Fark. That's what way I'm looking at from the outside. No way are Sunderland not above PSR. I don't know, buddy. But you looking at the other side as well, didn't they? They saw Jack Clark and Bellingham as well, Joe Bellingham. So that could have swayed the balance as well. They were brought in for little or nothing as well, so that could have helped out the PSR side of it for Sunderland as well. Sunderland sold 2 or 3 players for big money and lower wage budget, so they'll be able to splash more cash. Yeah, exactly, buddy. So they've had decent outcomes, and it all depends on balancing the books, especially for us coming up to the Premier League. Our married life experience that for 10 years. Don't think I'll do that again. Oh, buddy. Boys, is it just Wilson? It looks like a Marcus. It looks like what have we got to go here now? Yeah, about 40 minutes left to go. If even Wilson, buddy, but we'll keep an eye on it as it comes on. I have Sky on here, I have Twitter open as well. Of every journalist that you can think, even the non-reliable ones, I have their notifications on to see if that pops up. We'll keep an eye on it, buddy. Yeah, but yeah, looking like it could just be Wilson. I think JB is going to Hull. Yeah, Darko JB is going to Hull as well. Here is Jam now said, I think you need more rash cream. I think you need a barrel of it, buddy. I think you need a barrel of it. I need it as well. Make sure you're smashing a like on the stream as well, guys. And Ken says here, lads, Leeds have only 61 million losses to play with. 90% of players who left this summer have gone via loan deals. Exactly. We've got their wages off the books, but only got 8 million in transfer kitty. So that's a yes. So did forget to mention that obviously this doesn't take into account the transfer or their wages. So off this list, probably with Bamford gone, with Joseph gone, Ramazani gone, Volber, Firpo, and taking a punt out here, you're probably talking about 40, 50 million, maybe taking off that as well with the wages gone as well. I'm sure we paid Bamford off on his contract as well. So it is a lot more than that, but I'm talking about just straight up fees for our players. Only 8 million. 8 million a quarter. It's just not good enough for me. Pop Dylan back in here now as well. He's back after his I think he was having a mini heart attack there for a minute. I'll bring him back in here now. Where is he? There you are. I don't know what happened there. I was hearing like a heartbeat in my ear, so I was like, I have to kick him out. He has to go. Yeah, you're gone again. Good luck. I don't know what's wrong with his mic. He's not coming back in. Let's go back to this. Dylan doing a little rap there for us. What have we got here? West Yorkshire Gamer says, unfortunately, don't have much of a sample size with our new signing so far, and it's difficult to judge them. Yeah, I agree with you, Paul. It is difficult. From kind of what you see, if you kind of go through them, like Stack obviously looks like the standout one for me. I think he's the one that stands out a lot. But y'all, we haven't seen much of. Perry has made a couple of good saves, not fantastic with his feet. Good months, and I think is getting better every game. Thought he was really good against Newcastle. Calvert-Lewin. Okay, who knows? As you said, very, very small sample size of Calvert-Lewin. Metro thought put himself about against Newcastle. Thought he was decent enough as well. Totally different type of striker to what we have from Pirro. Really kind of hustle and bustle. Thought he did decent against Newcastle. And again, I think if we can kind of keep him fit and get him up to match speed, he could be decent as well. But yeah, I agree with you. It's a very small sample size to go off at the minute. Yorkshire Gamer to kind of say anything about them at the minute. Easy says, the reason Harrison and Aronson are still playing for us is Fark's choice. Possibly, buddy. Possibly. It just, yeah. I'm always one of them, and I talked about this with Stephen Bourne, who was over in Leeds with us. And I was saying, I always kind of like to reevaluate things. So I don't try and just like live now and think about it now. I'm trying to think of what did I feel at the start of the window. And at the start of the window, if you said to me that Jack Harrison will still be here, and largely Ramazani would have been out on loan, I would have said you were absolutely mental. Would have said you were crazy. And I never thought Fark would have went for that either. So, yeah, disappointed when you look at it like that easy. And as I said, look, not in the football club, you're only looking at it from the outside. You would like to think it is Fark's choice because at the end of the day, he's the manager of the football club, isn't he? So you would like to think it's his choice. Dylan went for a hard scan. I think he needed it with the noise of that mic. You know, what's the story of him? Try and bring him back in there again. And if it goes this time, then he's getting kicked. And kicked for good. Take a listen to him now at this stage. Where are we? You're back. No. There's about to talk anymore. Transfer window has Dylan all upset. Let's get into a couple of more of your comments, guys. Where are we here now? I think Dillo had a toilet break, which was meant to be repeatedly chanting large. Yeah, he did. Yeah. I did ratings video for the players after Newcastle. I'll have to check it out, buddy. I have to check it out. I didn't get to see it. To be honest with you, I didn't get to see any content after Newcastle game because obviously we're still over in Leeds and we were flying out of Leeds where our flight was meant to be back at 2:30 yesterday and we were delayed for what time was it? What time did we get back at? I think it was 6 o'clock or something by the time we took out of Leeds Bradford Airport. So we were delayed like 3.5 hours or something like that. Absolute nightmare. We were in the airport for like 12:30. So typical. Dylan is working on the reception front desk at Top Arch. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Can't bring out. Yeah, no signings. Yeah. Sam's singing all the Leeds songs. Yeah, it's my little lad. He's gone mad into Leeds over the last couple of days. So yeah, definitely think it's time to bring him over to Leeds soon enough. He's frozen in fear of no deadline signings. Yeah, I think so. We took off at 7. Yeah, I think it was about that, wasn't it? Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Let's check, see if there's nothing more else on Twitter. It's a little over a half an hour to go. Let's hope there's a bit of an update on something. Solomon as well going to Crystal Palace as well. That's what some Leeds fans are now saying, man, Solomon isn't good enough for Leeds United, but there he is going on loan to Crystal Palace, and Palace aren't a bad side at all. They're not a bad side at all, so that'll just tell you I'd take Solomon back. Not as the only one, but I would have had him back. 7 nightmare time, yeah, it was horrendous. Airport was packed and it was warm. It was just, yeah, wrong. Hate airports as it is. Dylan has jumped out the window, I'd say so, Scott. I'd say so. I'd say he's just had enough. I'd say he's had enough. Don't we have until 9 tonight to submit paperwork or something? I think, Jam, from what I read at the start of the window, I think isn't it like an hour buffer or something after the window closes? I think you get an hour to do it then. I think once there's like a first part of the contract sign or a medical side of it or something like that, once that's done, I think then you can crack on and get it done. But I'm not too sure, but we'll keep an eye on it anyway. Some unexpected results this weekend. Yeah, there was. And tell you what, lads, Manchester United got out of jail big time. I don't know about that last one, that penalty, if that was a penalty to Man United, because to me, I thought it was very, very soft. I don't think Della will be singing do today, lads. No, definitely not. Definitely not. Did hear? Yeah, he's on the way. Yeah, he's on the way. Then with Yang as well. Wasn't that when? Wasn't there a double one from Romano with the Demba Diang one, wasn't it? That he was on his way to Leeds and Dan James then was going out on loan to Fulham as well. So it was like a double kick and then Diang never even came. Jaden Anthony's short pulled in the box, silly move. Yeah, it was. They got out of jail on Man United, and the way they celebrated when they obviously scored a penalty, and I know whatever last minute winner and party pooper and all that, but you're Manchester United and you're just after beating Burnley 3-2 at home and they were celebrating like they were after winning the World Cup. So to me, that just shows how far that they've fallen. So yeah, funny to see. Chris Thompson says, can't believe Leeds haven't been in touch with me. I fit the bill. I'm 6'3", 178 pounds, 100 meter. Known as fullback's worst nightmare. The only thing that might hold me back is that I'm 62. Think you can do a job. Do you know what? I tell you what, Chris, I'd stick you in the number 10 ahead of Brendan Aronson anyway. I'll tell you that much. I definitely think you'd be able to pick a pass anyway. Yeah, class. Love it. Absolutely love it. There's any other deals going on elsewhere at the minute. I seen Donnarumma is going to Man City, which for me is a mad one because I don't think he's great with his feet. So it'd be interesting to see how he gets on at City with Pep trying to play out from the back. Joe Gomez is staying put at Liverpool. Spurs signing Colin Moani as well. I think is a decent loan sign as well for them. Really like him. Really good signing for Spurs. What else have we got? Wizard going to Newcastle, decent sign, not great signing for Newcastle. That one. Uche as well, another one linked to Leeds as well. So he's gone from Getafe to Crystal Palace as well for only 17 million as well for Uche. We spoke about Uche so many times here as well on Leeds Bros over the last couple of weeks. And again, he was one of them where you're just saying, just go get him. Go get him. Ken says here, pity the referee in the Burley game didn't clip the face. Yeah, she just gave him a little shove on the way. He would have been using it as an excuse again to miss a penalty. Hey, absolutely hate Bruno Fernandes. Chris Thompson says, for some reason, I had to unsub, then to sub again to get in. What's that all about? I had to unsub and then sub again to get in. No idea. Absolutely no idea, Chris. But I did hear that there was some sort of update that YouTube were after doing, and it was something to do with a lot of AI content that they tried to wipe off YouTube, and some people weren't getting, their normal videos or their normal notifications, and wasn't showing up in your timeline and stuff like that, and showing that you're not subscribed or something like that, Chris. That's what I hear. To be honest with you, I don't know too much about it. I did see there's just new hype button as well thing. I don't know if any of you've seen it as well. When you click on a video, you can like hype a video, and I've no idea what it does. I don't know whether it's basically another version of a like it, but yeah, YouTube, I think, always just like to trial things without kind of letting anyone know. I think Liverpool's finances need checking after who they've signed and how much they've really splashed the cash, haven't they? Really, really splashed the cash this summer. And they never really did under Klopp. Like, they always made a couple of shrewd signings, like Darwin Núñez, but this summer they've gone all in. Obviously, like the Isak one, Wirtz as well, like 2 class signings as well. Frimpong is there as well. So yeah, it's just the top 6, isn't it, buddy? It's always going to be the top 6. Sub and then unsub sounds like Yeah. Just deal with Daniel Fark, yeah. Stick it unsub and sub back in. Um, if that keeper comes into City, Trafford is in limbo land. He should have stayed at Burnley. Exactly, yeah, exactly. And you think when he's signing, he's going to Man City, you think he's going to turn around and say, look, am I going to be guaranteed a bit of game time, especially after playing all year with Burnley, what he achieved there. You think he would have picked somewhere where he'd know he was going to, potentially win and get a lot more game time. He ain't going to get game time at Man City. It is because I'm an ex-con. I don't know, buddy. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I'll have to check it out. Anyone else having that trouble, let us know in the chat as well, guys. Again, it's just YouTube. I haven't a clue. Can you sign some players with this thing? Yeah, possibly, yeah. We're going to send 1,000 hypes there to Leeds to sign a couple of players. 2 players over 100 million each. What is that, yeah? And then if you look at ours, 10 players for 113 million. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Clever as Man City, because they have a buyback clause percentage, was from, so when they got them cheaper as well. Yeah. Man City are shrewd operators. They know their way around the whole logistics of things. Borneo and Bial, 24 million could have been better spent. Yeah. I think though at the time though, Paul, I think we needed centre back cover as well. When you see Strike's track record over the last couple of years, we definitely needed covering in that left-hand side position. So I'm happy with Bial. Borneo, I'm still a little bit kind of on the fence with, but again, we haven't seen much of them. Didn't really look outstanding against Sheffield Wednesday. Did okay, but didn't really kind of stand out for me. So you just have to give him time. You have to give him time. But I said, I think it's more so the outgoings that kind of snookered us up the top end of the field. I thought the business that we done in defence was very well needed. We definitely needed reinforcements in the middle, and we've definitely got that. I think our midfield looks absolutely solid. It is just going forward. It's gone forward, which for me is the real letdown for Leeds. And again, when you're letting a player like Ramazani go as well, it adds to the whole situation as well, doesn't it? It's just a bit of a head scratch how this window ends, because I was sure, it was positive. I would have put my house on it. We would have got more done towards the tail end of this window. So less than a half an hour to go in the window. See if there's any more updates. Fulham were after signing Kevin as well, so that could potentially, and I think he predominantly plays out on the right wing as well, so that could potentially open up to get the Wilson one done and dusted and sorted. Yeah, still nothing. Still nothing. Yeah, the last update from Baron Cross was about Leeds being still up, still in for Harry Wilson. Yeah, still nothing. Still no update as of yet. Ken says Dillo will be at Ellen Road in 25 minutes to bring us all good news. Yeah, as if his mic works as well. He private chatting me in there saying mic's not working on what's going on. So yeah, need now look great on the mics, I think, as well. Hamer has been a possibility all window. Don't know why we haven't got him. The mind boggles. Yeah, it's a strange one. It is a strange one, especially like you think it would. The player would want to come, obviously, up to the Premier League. He's not moving too far away from Sheffield as well. Only 40 minutes down the road. It's a player Leeds could definitely do it. Could definitely 100% do it. I was sure, Jam. I was sure we were going to get Hamer today. But yeah, it just hasn't materialised. And doesn't look like it is with a half an hour in the window to go. It doesn't look like that one's getting done either. So yeah, very disappointed. I think probably the writing was on the wall this morning when the Joe Donoghue, I think, that put the tweet out, or maybe it was Baron Cross to put out that Leeds are still hopeful of getting one, but with no guarantees. And I'm just like, one, still hopeful of getting one in the door. We need like 2 or 3. Jam, if Hamer was good enough, he would have moved already. He's a championship player, in my opinion. Yeah. I don't know about him being a championship player. I definitely think he has the quality to step up to the Premier League if he gets himself fit. His players well, really, really good at set pieces. We've seen him scoring a couple of cracking goals as well, free kicks as well. I'd definitely take Hamer, especially at this stage now. I said it'd be a strong end to the window if he could get Wilson and Hamer. It definitely would be all over that one. When there's going to be any last minute deals, we just never do anything on deadline day, don't we? In Leeds. Canoe's gone to Stuttgart as well. 26 million, along with an obligation to buy 26 million. Again, another one that seems like slipped through the cracks for Leeds. Ben Sheaf gone to Wrexham. Good signing. Very, very good signing for Wrexham. Yeah, still all quiet. Still all quiet. Right, let's get back to some of your comments. Jam says, fair enough, mate. I just think he could do a job, and that's my opinion. Yeah, look, I think so, Jam. Absolutely. Like, he's where Hamer's going to play. Like, if you're talking about that Newcastle game, if you're going to take a Willie Nanto and a Brendan Aronson or a Willie Nanto and a Dan James off, if you're bringing on Gus Hamer to replace one of them, like, I'd be all over that. 100% I'd be all over that. So he'd definitely be an upgrade if we were going to revert back to the 4-2-3-1 and play with a number 10 and Hamer was going to be our number 10. He's definitely better than Joe Pirro for me. He's definitely better than Brendan Aronson for me. So he would be an upgrade on what we have in this team. Again, the conversation is going to be there. Is he good enough for the Premier League? Is he good enough for Leeds United? But I definitely think he's an upgrade on what we have at the minute. Brownhill and Hamer both get able. Why did we not do it? Both able to get. The Brownhill one, yeah, would have been. Yeah, would have taken Josh Brownhill, but didn't he turn down Leicester and someone else? I think he turned down as well. So I don't know what move Brownhill is holding out for, but like if Leicester was coming, you think he would have went there. But what can you do? Unfortunately, the club doesn't have a fax machine yet. In them days are gone. You'd like to think the days of the old fax machine is gone, Ken, wouldn't you? Might be able to, but can we rely on might? It's a tough one. We can never rely on might. Never rely on Leeds United to get that and done. It's Leeds United. We never do things the easy way. Brownhill wanted a huge chunk of money for a sign of someone. Yeah, it wasn't a sign-on fee or something like that. I hear that he wanted as well, leaving Burnley, which is, yeah. And again, it's another question mark over him as well for me in the Premier League as well. Is it exactly what Leeds United need? Look, I'm not too sure. 25 minutes to go. So there's an update from Wacko. And again, obviously, Wacko, you're going to have to take Wacko with a pinch of salt. Sign off, go to bed. We've left it too late, is what Woody on Wacko said. Loads of people now are retweeting. Don't go to bed just yet. What's the last one from Miguel? Was Harry Wilson delayed still currently on? Having a few difficulties earlier. It just seems like a shout now to get him for 25 minutes to go, and there's still no massive update. Less than a half an hour to go. Yeah, not looking good. Rumour Brownhill wanted 100k a week. No chance. Absolutely no chance. I seen the Leeds wage, the wage bill, and supposedly Calvert-Lewin's on 120. He's the highest earner, and then it's Jack Harrison who's on 90. Obviously per year, per week. So yeah, there's no way they were going to give Brownhill 100k. Brownhill should have his heart. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Jam says, "Don't go to bed just yet," and we sell Pirro. God, don't say that. Don't say that. Well, no, obviously, look, I know that the question mark is over Pirro in the Premier League, and yeah, there's obviously reasons to be, but yeah, we need them. We need a bit of strength and depth now, don't we? So Rasmus Højlund has gone to Napoli on loan from Man United again. Another one. You think take a punt on him? Would he be better at Leeds United now? A bit more game time. Celtic gone for Chelsea for Fofana as well. It's a decent signing for them. Fulham as well as after signing Kevin from Shakhtar as well for 34 million. 34 million. Surely that opens the door down for Harry Wilson. Yeah, it's breaking news. Yeah, so Højlund's gone to join Napoli on loan as well. Another one again. Leeds could have possibly went there. Go to bed, but keep your phone on. Lol. Yeah, it's one of them, lie in bed and just check it out just in case something happens. That's a cracking signing. Cracking signing for Napoli as well. Join up with McTominay as well. Wouldn't be surprised if they go win Serie A again. That's a really good signing. Still nothing. No update at all. No. What a go. West Yorkshire Gamer says Brownhill onto the youth. Yeah, we seen that, didn't we? Yeah. Where am I down? Oh, down here, but sorry. Tony says shit Wi-Fi at Ellen Road. There. Yeah, sending out the pigeons. Yeah, sending the pigeons for the paperwork as well. I did see someone though on Twitter, and again, you take with a pinch of salt that a couple of black mercs have arrived at Ellen Road, but you just don't know, do you? You don't know what that could mean. Absolutely nothing. Love the incomings and the outgoings either side, but wow, some difference in the amount it is, and that's why with it being the last day, I kind of wanted to put it all down. Didn't really kind of look at it through the window, but I knew it was roughly about 9 or 10 out and 9 or 10 in, so I kind of wanted to put it together what it looks like, and yeah, it's there in plain, well, blue and yellow. I was going to say black and white, but in blue and yellow, you could see the difference there with Leeds spending 113 million and only accrued 8 million as well from 10 outgoings as well. Some of them players that you look at there and you think possibly should we've got a fee for as well. 2 million, I think, for Greenwood isn't too bad. I think there was 2 to 3 million. It was about for 6 million for Christensen. Is obviously class forward. You know, could you have sold him and got a bit of money in for him? Possibly. Mateo Joseph's situation, we know away that went. Joe Gelhart going to Hull as well. Again, you'd like to think that you could have sold him and got a bit of profit as well. Isaac Smith could have sold him as well. Crew to Doncaster, I obviously want to keep it on him. And then the Bamford situation as well. It was always going to be a tough one whether anyone was going to come in and what happened there. Dylan entered back in and then it kicked me out. Technology is like the Wi-Fi in Ellen Road. I'm going to bring him back in. You're back. Are you back?
My head is wrecked. My head is. I'm on the phone scrolling to see if anyone's going to sign for Leeds. The mic, if it happens again, lads, computer, everything going out the window. Just like this window, everything. Thrown over. I don't know what the story is at all. So, what did I miss?
Yeah, nothing. Still haven't signed. Still haven't signed.
Could you all hear that noise?
Yeah.
No,
So first of all, when you were talking, it sounded like a heartbeat. It was like you had your heart up to the mic, and then when you came back in, then again, it was like real loud and like
really
real
amplified. I didn't even move. Yeah. I don't know what happened. But look, I'm back, lads. I was just on the phone to Parag there. He said, "Look, we need a superstar signing." I said, "Look, I'm retired. You'll have to get someone else." So we move on and go to someone else.
Yeah. West Yorkshire Retro Gamer has actually a very, very good question now for everyone as well in the chat as well. With the current squad, do you think we stay up? I think it's going to be very difficult. Especially for the next 4 months. Look, in January, we could possibly do a bit of business to try and save our bacon. I wouldn't fully count on it, but I think it's going to be tough. I think I really do. I'm confident about us, obviously, defensively wise, and confident about us in midfield. It's just where's the goals coming from? I think that's probably the overriding question for me is that, you know, where are the goals coming from? Well, like, what do you think, though?
It's a tough one to call, 100%. I think we will. With Fark, I don't know, but I think it's going to be difficult. But these new lads, the signings that we have got so far, they're going to have to step it up, and Fark's definitely going to have to stop being a stubborn person and, you know, do the right thing at the right times. But it's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. But yeah, I think we will. I think we'll stay. Well, not comfortably now, but I think we'll stay.
Yeah, so Isaac Johnson has a bit of an update on Twitter. So he says less than an hour to go. This was 9 minutes ago. Yeah, it's like definitely less than half an hour to go. Well, he says Leeds United can still sign players after 7 p.m. Must submit a deal sheet with the Premier League to show transfer has been agreed. So yeah, I knew there had to be some sort of paperwork sent in to show, and you can obviously clarify the deal then after that as well. So I'm just gonna read through this and see what he says. So Leeds United deadline day. Daniel Fark, blah blah blah. Leeds United talks for Harry Wilson. That was an hour ago. Yeah, we know that. 20 minutes to go. About line transfer window can still be put through.
It's not looking good though, is it? We'll be all in bed and then we'll get Messi signed for Leeds.
Yeah, and I was just saying that after 7, so Leeds have to submit the form by 7 if they are going to sign him. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Let's go back to this. I think we will get 10 wins, 10 draws, 40 points, 17th place. Yeah. Look, you would like to think it's easy kind of saying it like that. Look at that. Leeds is November, December as well. It's a very tough period, isn't it, Dylan? That November, December with Liverpool, I think twice in December as well. And then January could be a big one now for us. January could be a big one to go there and kind of try and get a couple of bodies in the door then to try and pull us away. But look, it's been a decent start. I think Fulham away from home is going to be a tough game. It's going to be really, really tough. Fulham are a good side. Wolves away again, the team that's going to be down there with us. You'd like to think we can go there even if we do pick up a point. And then it's back to Bournemouth at home. Again, I always say at home at Ellen Road, you need Leeds United to go out and get 3 points, no matter who we're playing against. And then Spurs after that as well. So definitely all the next 4, Dylan, like just a chance for me to pick up a couple of points there.
Yeah, look, I think the draws, obviously, Fark's going on about last season about 2 points per game, but Ellen Road is our fortress. Ellen Road is where we pick up the majority of the points. So I think if we can nullify the situation away from home, and going back to what you said last season, Darren, is using different horses for different courses. The likes of Crew and obviously we have the 2-week break now, week and a half break, for the likes of Ampadu to hopefully become unscathed from the injury now, and then same with Tanaka, just to get a bit more bodies in the ball rotation. Like, to be honest, going back to Longstaff, you were at the game, but I thought he played phenomenal. And I think if when them boys get injured, for him to come in and do a job like that, week in, week out, we're all right in the midfield. But it's just that attacking threat, getting goals. The lads just have to step it up. They really have to step it up.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Look what Ian says as well. Half of the season will be over as well by the time January comes as well.
Yeah.
And could be backs against the wall, and your manager could be sacked as well. And you could be looking at something totally different as well. So, yeah. Ken says, lose 2 to 3 players, long-term injuries over the next few months, and we were in the shit book. I think so as well. Suspensions, international breaks now as well, Ken. This international break as well. God knows what's going to happen. We've already seen Ampadu and Tanaka as well. So you're 100% right. It's spot on. That's why you need a big squad. That's why you need players coming off the bench as well that can kind of fill that void. When Solomon scored the winner, we should have been doing the business straight away. That would be my feeling as well, Ian, is that we knew before that as well. We were promoted, the week before that as well. And you think the club would already have a plan in place. This is what I thought we would, because the 49ers smooth operators that we'd have. We're doing this, this, and this. He's not good enough. We're moving him on. And then soon as obviously it rolls around to the 1st of July and the June when all the contracts are done, you start pulling the trigger and you get it done. It just feels like we've dragged our heels a little bit. Only 9 more wins and 9 more draws. It's a good way of looking at it. Very positive. Very, very good way of looking at it. According to Danny, deal sheet has been submitted for Wilson. Who's Danny now?
Danny Talksport.
Danny Talks Leeds. Maybe. 49ers at the back post. Comes from Marco as well. And he knows Phil Hay. Yeah. Phil Hay always kept us up to date, didn't he? The Leeds United deal for Harry Wilson is now a real difficulty. Is that coming from Miguel Delaney? So that's conflicting reports. Some people are saying it's gone in. Miguel Delaney is saying that it's a real difficulty. So what a complete shambles. So Leeds United deal for Harry Wilson is now a real difficulty. Currently staying at Fulham, bar a drastic change. It's not happening, lads. It's not happening.
God.
Yeah. That's how to come from Miguel Delaney. So yeah, so it's full tweet reads out. The Leeds United deal for Harry Wilson is now a real difficulty. Currently looks like he's staying at Fulham, bar drastic change. Another one that's gone back and forward all day.
It's not good enough, though, to be going back and forward, and as you said, going back to the scrap situation or bottom of the barrel, but, with what, less than...
It's just piss poor, Dylan, isn't it? Like, it's just...
10 minutes to go, more or less, to get a deal in, submitted. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. You're waiting for the last hour, and, the likes of us here and the lovely people watching, waiting to see our club make another signing or, a bit of positivity, and it did weeks to get all this thing sorted out.
Yeah.
Everyone running around Ellen Road like headless chickens. Not good enough.
Yeah, I just think it's poor. It's a very, very poor end to the window for me. Like, it just Yeah, not good enough. And even as I said, like even championship players like Gus Hamer, Hardy Wilson as well is probably going to be a bench player now for Fulham because they've recruited on that right hand side as well. We can't even get him in. Like it's just poor. Like it's really really poor from the club. Wilson ain't happening now. Yeah, just tweet as well. Not good enough. Sly says we have enough. Don't overspend. I don't know if we do, buddy. I really don't know if we do. That's 100% honest with you. From what we've seen in pre-season, what we've seen in the first 3 games going forward, I don't believe that we have enough, buddy. And even if Cavalion gets fit and firing, I'm like, where does the creativity come from then as well? Even if we get Wilson, I feel it's not enough. I agree, Michael. Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah, agree. Definitely needed more. Miguel Delaney, he's half Spanish, half Irish. Yeah. Can I have a point to Miguel Delaney, please? What do we got here? Fellas, name me 3 sides that will finish below us. It's tough, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
At this moment, I'm gonna say
you like think Wolves because they're start to the season, so you think Wolves will be down there. West Ham obviously had a decent win the weekend.
I think Brentford.
Sunderland bet Brentford. They could possibly be down there as well. Burnley, maybe. But it's a flip of a coin, buddy, isn't it? You're just completely just guessing, isn't it? It's tough. All the players should have been sold earlier in the window. That's my thoughts as well, Michael. Do you know what I mean? If you're clearing out a room or you're clearing out a deck, you get all the shit out there first, and then you start filling it in with the new stuff, don't you? Like it's just like why keep all the dead wood there? Like I could half understand the situation with Meslier as well because I think we needed to get number 1 in before we sold him. He's still here. Ilan Meslier is still on Leeds United's books in 2025, going into the Premier League season. He's still part of the Leeds United team, which just blows my mind. But I agree with you, Michael. That should have been the very, very start. Is like, get everything out there. Like what they done with Bamford, approach all the players, not part of the plans. Anything comes in, we're selling you, we're letting you go. Like you need to be more ruthless. I'd say Wolves, West Ham, and Brentford. Yeah, I don't know about West Ham. I know they've had a poor start to the season, but I think Potter is good enough to turn around. And they've cracking players. Paquette is staying there as well. Jared Bowen. They have a lot of players that can dig them out of a hole. So I'm not too sure about West Ham, to be honest with you.
I think they'll be all right, to be fair.
Yeah. I think they've too much quality. To go down, but who knows? Ken says we're lucky to have full weeks between most of the games up to January. No Europe, no Europe to deal with. Barring injury suspensions, we can flog certain players and we'll have a good rest in between games as well. It's just a Premier League though, Ken, isn't it? Like it's the quality you're going to be coming up against, isn't it? And as you said, as what you mentioned as well, suspensions and injury as well will come into it. West Ham will finish above us. Bowen and Wilson will score more goals than our showy forward line. Yeah, I forgot about Wilson going there as well, but the players that they have, I can't see them. Can't see them going down. Potter is a good manager. I think it'll take a while, but I think he'll get things going there. Rajiv, big up Rajiv, watching all the way from India. This window reminds me of the local proverb: you can't cross half a well and then expect to survive. Yeah, I hope we survive though. Yeah, it's tough. We like what's your thoughts, Dylan? Obviously towards the end, because we've been kind of saying it throughout the whole window is that we needed a really, really good window to give ourselves a fighting chance and then a little bit of luck to stay in this Premier League. After the last 2 years, the 3 up, 3 goes down. Where does it leave Leeds United?
Not in a good shape, that's for sure. Yeah, I keep hearing it in what you keep saying, Darren, to be fair, and, other Leeds fans that we've been talking to. The window started so strong, went dead, came good again, went dead. It's just simply not good enough, I'm being honest. I genuinely think with the way the certain players from, the likes of Bamford, Ramazani, all these players, they should have kind of went out on loan quicker, should have been sold quicker. Even Mez, what you're saying, going back to Mez there, it's getting them off the books, it's getting players in, or PSR, or just investment in certain areas of the club. I'm disappointed. As you said there now, you've less than 10 minutes to go here. It's not good enough.
7 minutes.
7
Forest.
Sound.
Do you know what, Dylan? I'm going to be straight with you. I'm actually looking forward to a closing because at the halfway through the window, we had some cracking streams on here, Dylan, where we'd have, over 200, 250 people on here some nights where the players were bringing in stack, we with the goalkeeper situation, when Ninkovic Savage, Lucas Perry, with a cracking mid part of the window where everyone was really up and at it and the buzz was around Ellen Road again. And then it was like what I said after that Peugeot deal, that really seemed to kind of, Achilles heel us still massively, really seemed to hamstring us. And the club didn't know where to go after that. And I really do feel like we put all our eggs in one baskets. And you've one side of the fan base and go, yeah, well, I'd rather us go for players like that. And so do I as well. But just don't wait that long. Why wait that long, do you know what I mean, for him to turn around and use you as a bargain until... And we said it the whole way throughout, Dylan, in that situation, that it looks like Leeds are being used as a bargain until that he really wants Marseille, but he's kind of just keeping Leeds there on the wings and kind of keeping them sweet, where should just move on to other targets and just go, look, we need to get this done, accepting our deal. If not, we move on to the next target. And then it just felt like after that, Dylan, we didn't know where to go.
Well,
so
then
we went dead. We'd nothing then for about 9-10 days, like not even a rumour.
Like we kind of reverted back to Solomon, and then as you said, or as someone said in the comments, when he scored the winning goal, or even what you said, going back, we knew we were promoted. Why didn't we go for that there and then? Why didn't we make the signing? Obviously they were looking at Peugeot, that was his main man, but yeah, they shouldn't have waited. We haven't got time to wait. As you can see there with West Yorkshire Gamer, 7 minutes remaining. It's not good enough. It's just not good enough at all. I feel a little bit let down. I thought they would have got someone in.
5 minutes left to go now. We need a creative spark. How have we not gone for Hamer? Absolute scandal. Yeah, we're missing the spark, massive lads. We failed to see where the goals come from now. Just did a bit of match. Sunderland spent 180 million on transfers. Surely they would have turned a profit last year, and the sales must have helped them. Absolutely. We spoke about it a little bit earlier on, Rajiv, is that they obviously had the sales of Joe Bellingham and Jack Clark as well, which would have helped them on PSR profit, wages and stuff like that as well. And they lost two very, very good players. And they've recruited fantastically well. Callum Wilson did look good when he came on for West Ham yesterday. Did we have a chance to offer him a contract? I'll tell you what, Ken, go back to the very, very start of this window, and I did a Premier League 5 free agents that Leeds United should sign. Callum Wilson was in there, and I got ridiculed. Some of the comments on there saying, no to Callum Wilson. No, I don't want him. No, we don't need him. Gufal was in there as well as a backup for Jayden Bogle. No, we didn't want them. All Premier League players that we could have went and we could have gotten a free contract and we didn't go for them. Everyone, the whole fan base turned around saying Callum Wilson's not for Leeds. I tell you what, I'll take Callum Wilson now, 100%. Dylan, with you?
Yeah, 100%. Another striker in the mix. That's where it is. It's the attacking threat that we need.
Yeah. Yep. Dylan, did the window start strong? Firpo had to be replaced. Melier was a liability. It was a little bit slow, obviously, starting off, and then we really got into the full swing of it. It was a couple of days we were slow, I remember, for about 8 days. And then we made a good couple of signings, and then we signed Perry, Stack, and Longstaff in the space of 3 days then as well. And it looked like we were on a roll, Dylan, and we were just going to get things done. Before the AC Milan game in Dublin, we said it as well, that, if we can go there with a full kind of starting 11, and then kind of fluff around the squad with a couple of loans. We were way off it, weren't we? Way wrong.
Way off. Completely and utterly. I don't even know what to say anymore. I really am let down. I genuinely thought within this video that we would have seen something. As I said, looking at flight tracker with planes coming, trying to be an established Premier League team, an hour left in the window, clearly seeing that we need that attacking threat. Let down. I feel a bit numb, not going to lie.
He says, banked all our money on a half-fit DCL. Yeah, just going to have to cling our hope on him that he does keep himself fit and can try and score us goals, and we have someone in his team that can provide for him. Good point. The amount of time that we spent waiting on Peugeot and Muniz is ridiculous. Should have moved on straight away. That's my feeling, Paul, as well. And
you've said that for weeks now.
Some look, and again, everyone kind of has their own opinion, but I'm of the opinion. I know we're Leeds United and running to get promoted, but you approach a player, you go to the club. What do you want from? Right, this is the fee. If the fee is agreed with the club, then you go to the player. Right, this is the maximum wages we can give you. This is the maximum length of contract. Give you 24, 48 hours to let us know if he hasn't came back, and then you move on to the next one. And someone just turned around and goes, well, you're living in cuckoo land if you live like that. And I understand that, but I'm just like, but then it snookers us then going forward into the rest of our transfer window, especially this transfer window, the first back in the Premier League as well. And we were holding out for 18 days for the Peugeot one. And the Muniz one, we heard halfway through from Graham Smith that Leeds were confident I'll pull up the tweet and I'll repost it later on, that Leeds were confident towards the final days of the window that they could get a deal done for Rodrigo Muniz. Where is he? Where is he? Like?
Where is he? Yeah. Look, you're going to have these type of people on Twitter and social media as well, Darren. And, me and you are new to the game and looking at it from a different perspective going, oh, yeah, is it true? Is it a reliable source? A lot of people just do it just to wind people up. But the Muniz one, going on weeks. Same with the Bajau one. Madness. Being linked and nothing coming out of it.
Yeah, what have we got left? A minute and a half left to go, guys. So, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. We did need DCL as a freebie. Yeah, well, his wages is a massive chunk as well of it. Perry and good months and we're straight replacement. Decent replacements, don't get me wrong. Definitely an upgrade on Melia and Firpo. Big Ben is on Sky Sports. It's literally 7 p.m. Yeah, what have we got? A minute and 20 left to go. That's it. 2 minutes to go. 1 minute remaining. Pop on Twitter and see if anything hopefully comes up, but I just don't see it.
I can see nothing here either myself there. Not at all.
Some lad, Danny Hall, hearing some clatter that LUFC have ended a late move for Gustheimer. Not sure whether it has materialised into an official bid. Would you like to think the shutters would have well and truly been down at the 11th hour? This is from a lad called Danny Hall. He has 15,000. So it's the Sheffield United writer. So he's literally just tweeted there 8 minutes ago that Leeds went in for a late attempt for Gustheimer. How late is that? Like, honest to God.
It's panic boy. It's the suspense that's killing me if they done something or not.
Yeah, everyone that's saying Gustheimer's Leeds went in for Gustheimer late. The Leeds lands, wow. Leeds end of a late meal for Gustheimer. Not sure whether it has materialised into an official bid. Yeah, but like surely they obviously haven't got papers done and signed in. Like you wouldn't think like. The window is officially closed though as well. So I suppose we'll find out over the next 10-15 minutes. If anything happened with Gustheimer, but I would very, very highly doubt it. They had all summer to buy Hamer. Yes, we put in a bid in the last 4 seconds of the transfer window. We need field, lads. See you later, MOT. See you later, buddy. Thanks very much for popping in. Really do appreciate it. But Dylan, now that the window is officially closed, look, we don't know obviously the situation there from Danny Hall. If, anything did happen with Gustheimer, but the window overall, Dylan, I think we're going to have to give it a rating out of 10 and, be true with ourselves. Obviously, we don't like being negative here on Only Leeds Bros, but what would you give it out of 10?
Probably give it a 4.5. Like, I think the signs that we did get are big. I think if you had got, a quality, probably 10, another striker, probably another winger, it definitely would have went up to about a 9.5 maybe. But we didn't. There was 3 player positions that we definitely needed. We didn't get them.
Yeah. It's just disappointing, Dylan, isn't it? Like I said, I agree with you as well. Probably about 5 out of 10. Because again, look, I think the recruitment that we have done has been decent. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy with the players that we have got in. We just needed more of that, Dylan, didn't we? And it feels like we've kind of blown it all at the start of the window as well. The outgoings for me, I've said it all through the stream, has been our Achilles heels. I think the outgoings at Leeds have been very poor. We've got players on the books here at Leeds, and in my opinion, I'll probably get lashed out with that just aren't good enough for Leeds United. Ilya Gruev, even though he did decent against Newcastle, I just don't think he's it. I think Leeds United could do better in the Premier League. Brendan Aronson, Jack Harrison, just for me, just not good enough. Not good enough for Leeds United. Not Premier League players. Should have been moved on for a decent bit of profit and go get an upgrade. So it's disappointing. It is. It's a disappointing window. I think overall, it smells like that first window under Jesse Marsh when we brought in Mark Roque, Christensen. I hope I'm wrong, but it's just hard to see now, Dylan, where Leeds United score goals. We've seen it against Sheffield on Wednesday as well. We've seen it all through pre-season. We've seen it in our Premier League games. It's just where's the goals going to come from now in this team?
No idea, really, unless the boys magically turn wine into water or water into wine, whichever your preference is. But Okafor, Calvert-Lewin, James, Nando, Piro, Mecha, they all need to step up from now until January. And then, like, even at that, used to say we're going to do anything in January as well. It's already a hard month as it is for everyone.
Yeah.
Disappointing, completely and utterly disappointing.
Let us know your thoughts as well in the chat as well, guys. Because obviously, like, yeah, as I said, like, there's no other word for it, Dylan, isn't it? That it just feels like the club have let us down a little bit, doesn't it? Because I was kind of hopeful, especially over the last 10 days. I was hopeful that we would get something done, and then I was always kind of keeping in the back of my head Parag's pre-match against Everton that something might have got done towards the tail end, and I was kind of hoping that we might have pulled the marquee signing out of the bag. It just hasn't materialised. I think that's probably what the most disappointing. I'm just feeling deflated.
That's the one that really annoyed me, is the marquee signing. We were promised. Parag said it. Let's be honest with you. Fark says it all the time in his press conference where we definitely need players and where we're light in, and I'm not blaming him. I'm not solely putting it on him, but there could have been more done here. And I know it's from the board. They're the ones with the money at the end of the day. Too late.
You have to ask the question though as well, Dylan. I obviously know we've signed Okafor and all since then, but at the start of the window, when you look back, when we put in the bid for 32.5 million for Rodrigo Muniz, where's that money? We put the 30 million bid in for Igor Pajel. Where's that money? Where's that now? Like, why towards the tail end of this window now are we scrambling around trying to get loan players in? I just had a feeling if Leeds were going in for a loan and Fulham wanted a permanent, it was like, well, where are Leeds going to pull the funds out if we're on the brink of PSR? Where's the money coming from?
Stupid thing to do. Look, it was a panic there, and I was seeing there on Twitter a lot of people saying, but probably about an hour, 2.5 ago, saying, Leeds better sign a decent signing, or the board's basically going to be hounded out of it. This is it now. They went in for Harry Wilson on the loan, for a panic to try and more or less sweeten us up. There's nothing going to be sweet about it. What we have is what we have now, and that's what we have to go with until into January, and just pray and you hope to God that Farr can more or less get a few points on the board, and we need to score a good few goals. We need a lot of goals.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not happy. Like, you see there with Ian Ward saying 2 out of 10, Michael saying 5 out of 10. We're not the only ones to express the way that we're feeling right now. Anger. I'm just deflated. I really am. I feel let down. I really do. False promises again.
Oh God, man! Elan Melier still plays for Leeds United. Like, that's like, oh my lord, it's just horrendous, man. Just horrendously. I don't want to like overreact, but I just feel like I'm just so disappointed. Like, I'm just so disappointed. And it's not even like the lack of incomes as well. Then it's these players that are in this team that are just not good enough for the Premier League that we have to watch now for the next 4 months without bringing anyone in. Like, we're gonna have to watch Jack Harrison coming off the bench. Hot and Cole Harrison again. We're gonna have to watch Brendan Aronson coming off the bench. Elan Melier still in this team as well. Like, it's just
it's shit. Not good quality for sure. Yeah. Not for this Premier League. Not a chance.
Fuming, absolutely fuming. Like, what a shit end to the window. Like, Emor says, serious question. Why let Largy go and have no replacement lineup? Was a joke. It is an absolute joke, pure joking. Like, and everyone will turn around and go, well, Brendan Aronson does the defensive work. Like, I'm sorry, but get in the bin. Get in the bin. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's an attacking player for a reason. He can come on, get players up off their seats, get forward, score goals. Why do we want Brendan Aronson in, track him back to do a recovery run? Like, I don't want to see that. I want to see goals. And then people turn around and go,
I think it's the run there.
The backflip boy. Yeah, backflip because he scores goals. He scores goals, like.
I think that Aronson is just, he's just a glorified athlete that just runs. Don't get me wrong, lads, he scored goals. I get that. He's got himself a hole a few times. But then I asked you that question off air, Darren. What do you think, Aronson? And you did say...
What will happen now, Dylan, he'll have one good game over the next 10 games against Fulham or Wolves or Bournemouth, wherever it may be, and he'll have a decent game. And everyone will be like, see, he is up for it. But it'll be the other 9 matches where he's just absolutely non-existent and he just legs it around the place. I was watching him there for a point when he came on against Newcastle, Dylan, and he was just legging it everywhere. Not even sort of like, right, my recovery runs or anything like that. He just wasn't doing it. He just sprinting around the place doing nothing. Like, he's just not good enough. He's not good. I personally thought he wasn't good enough for Leeds in the Championship. He's certainly not good enough in the Premier League. It's poor. Ken says, Rangers were signing an 8 million striker from Everton. I bet you Prague was at Ibrox and not Ellen Rowe today. He was at their match yesterday as well. Yeah, he's that vice chairman up there now as well, isn't he? Crystal Palace out of the blue signed a centre back after selling the lad to Liverpool 4 hours ago. That's what I'm talking about, Ken, is like jumping, being proactive. Having, knowing the inevitable of what's going to happen, have players lined up. Ian Ward said we should have kept Bamford at least as an option. Jesus Christ, can't even believe him saying it, boy. I can't disagree. Like, he's another option off the bench, Dylan, isn't he? Like,
I'm sad to see it go. I'm not going to be one of them.
He needed to go. He needed to go. Then, like,
yeah, no, he did
4 years ago. But it's like now with what we're left.
Yeah.
But what we're left with now for the next 4 months, like, it's just like at least he would have been an option. Like,
just coming off the bench and experience, and then same thing similar to Sam Boyram, just to kind of rev the lads up in the dressing room, even if he's not on. He gets it. He knows what it means to be Leeds and these new signings. Because it would be hard to put that jersey on. We know that. We see that in certain players, but just Bamford, Ramazani, I just think, there could have been other positions there and players that could have left as opposed to them two.
You're right, and that's how bad our window is that, like you were saying, that we should have kept Bamford. Mick says we have 4 strikers. Why more? To offer us something a little bit, Mick, because I think DCL is injury prone. You have Nemecha who's unproven at this level. You've got Pirro who's unproven at this level. And I presume the 4th you're talking about is Harry Gray, possibly Okafor, because he covers the striker position. John Pepper says here, very disappointing, guys. Very, very disappointing, guys. I don't disagree with you, pal. I don't disagree with you. Yeah, so I just don't think that's good enough, Mick, for the Premier League. Like, I'm sorry, buddy. I just don't think it's good enough for the Premier League.
You did mention about Harry Gray. Like, we don't want to be revving him up too much because he's still young. And I think a reporter did ask about Harry Gray, will he see more games? And obviously he will, but I'd say be more cup games with what ones that we have left. But you can't be hanging your hat on a young lad like Harry Gray, considering, DCL, a proven Premier League striker. Mecha trying to prove himself, and then as you said, Darren, as well, Pirro trying to prove himself as well. Can't see him getting ahead of any of them boys. He's going to start one of them, and they've yet to be proven.
Humor says none have scored goals at this level as well. Yeah, they're unproven at this level. Would have sold cul-de-sac Nanto. Yep, then there's less quality in the team. Then, Mick, if you're selling to buy something, if you knew you were going to get a Bijou, would take that, but I wouldn't be selling Nanto now. Imagine Nanto wasn't in this. Imagine Willie Nanto wasn't here. What would be left with? Like, does Fark have any belief in Gray? Well, anytime he's been asked about Harry Gray, it's always been he's too young. Don't put pressure on his shoulders.
He needs to stop talking about it. That was actually the word that he used to the last reporter. Is more or less it's the last time I'm going to speak about it. But look, he clearly does, because he obviously brought him to the pre-season game in the Aviva. He's been on the bench a few times. I think it's just experience that he needs and growth. But he more or less said to everyone, including the fans, to leave him alone. That's the vibe I got. But to a certain degree, I think he's right. He's young. He is very young, and he's a serious talent. We all know that. But considering with the other 3 in front of him, they have to prove themselves before Gray does.
John Pepper says, why does it always happen to Leeds? It's
the Leeds way, man. That's why.
Always us, buddy. Always us. Wilson apparently on a deal sheet, maybe, but doubtful. I haven't heard that yet, buddy. Where did you see that? I'll check it out. I'm on Twitter there and I'm trying to find anything. Nothing on Sky. But I haven't seen it. What have you got?
Oh, sorry, loads of people are just tweeting to Graham Smith saying, can I go to bed yet?
No, your man from Wacko a half an hour ago says 49ers at the back post, and then his gif is like hammer time. So obviously like hammer time, but I would highly doubt we got anything in them last few minutes.
It's not likely. Not likely at all.
So Matt Leeds, who has a YouTube channel, reposted that Helder Costa is a free agent. Go get him. Get him back. Getting the band back together. 25 players only allowed in this squad. How many do we have in the squad? Let's go through. That'd be interesting. Good shout, Mick. That'd be interesting. Let's go through our squad as it is now. So Lucas Perry, Jade Bogle, Goodmunson, Ampadu, Stroke, Rodon, Dan James, Longstaff, Calvert-Lewin, Pirro, Brendan Aronson, Nemeche, Bial, Stack. Joseph is still there, but he's obviously gone. Okafor, Jack Harrison, Alex Kearns, Tanaka, Borneo, Sam Boyram, Carl Darlow, Willie Nanto, Gruev, James Justin, and Eli Millier. Lord. That's so bad. Like when you look at it, that's just so bad. Low market open now as well. It's the only thing that I think can save us, buddy. Only thing that's going to save us. Of the 25, 8 have to be homegrown. Not sure how many are homegrown. Well, you definitely have. I think Joe Snowden is in there, isn't he? So he'll be homegrown. Sam Chambers. What else have we got? Sam Boyram. Alex Kearns.
Harry Gray.
Calvert-Lewin, Longstaff, Harry Gray. What else have we got? Bogle would count as well, wouldn't he, as homegrown? Yeah. But we have it covered. Mick have it covered. We've about. I think we have about 8. Yeah, I think about 8 or 9 in there as well. So yeah, we should be covered with that as well. So Boyram, yeah, and the match as well because he came through the Man City Academy. We did look at that before, Ian. Yeah, good show. He came to the City Academy again. West of Ireland group, and on one Leeds with Connor. Right, okay. So we'll check it out. We'll keep an eye on it as well, but I'll doubt it. I very much doubt it. We'll keep an eye on it though, buddy.
Feel the play, lads. I really do. Hopefully to God that we got something across the
Liverpool just got the deal sheet in for Mark Gay off Palace.
Why can't we just do business?
Oh, Lord, give me the strength. Leeds United Football Club. Right, what have we got?
Breaking news. Patrick Bamford back to Leeds.
Everyone just hammering Graham Smith over saying, like, any news. Yeah. Doesn't look like it. There's just nothing there. Sack the board. Jesus Christ, man. Our fan base just melts down, don't they? They'll definitely be. Do you know exactly what Leeds are going to do now? They'll put up something about like the tour kit or something. Get your tour kit now, or they'll drop new merch or something like that now. Wait, let's see. Another heat map or something. Yeah. They're like, hey, look over there. We didn't sign anyone. Someone said it earlier on. We have 24 spaces filled. If you got 2 in the door, someone would have to drop out Harry Gray to be the 25th spot. Yeah. The 49ers have let us down. Simple as that. We are short in the attacking quality. Not good enough, says Jamie. Yeah, I agree, pal. I agree. No room for any more players, is there? We already have got the 25. Yeah, there's some players in that 25 that shouldn't be there, in my opinion. Madness if Chelsea sign Buonanotte and can't get rid of Sterling. Chelsea just have players coming out of their ears. Like, honest to God, the amount of players them lads have. Dillo, it's Liz. What do you expect Marquis signing? My arse.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Harry Gray is a free spot, says Ian. Yeah. Tyreek Lamptey as well after leaving Brighton as well. He's a good player.
Did Isaac deal get done?
Yeah, they have everything all in. Yeah, just waiting for the announcement on that. Got a question for you, Dylan. We obviously the whole window now that it is closed. Do you feel now that the 49ers have let Fark down?
Yeah, 100%. We went on this narrative, with Bielsa. We went on it with, obviously the shit show that we had with Marsh, all this sort of stuff, and we went and got relegated, and Fark came in, and he had a lot to work with. When he said it in his press conference before about certain contracts with the buyout clauses and, release clauses and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, I've seen that. But, yeah, they've let him down. I think we needed a backup manager. I keep saying it, but going back to last January, we needed certain certain positions. We didn't get them. We were hopeful to just get promoted. We did. And then we said it as soon as we were champions, this is the time now for the 49ers to put the foot on the pedal and get the individuals that we need. And they've got a few, but they haven't got enough. And more or less quality is more that we're looking at here. Star striker that we were promised. And, I just see people retweeting that interview with Parag, and that's just annoying me a bit more. But they've definitely let him down. I don't know. How are you feeling? What do you feel about the? Do you feel like they let him down?
Yeah, there's a part of me now, Dylan, where look,
He's on a tight leash.
I'm one of them that's just gonna have to be straight. And yeah, look, I asked myself the question, like, do I think Daniel Farke will be here come the end of the year? And I just don't. I don't think he is. And it feels a matter of when rather than if. And I hope I'm wrong. Jesus Christ, and I'll come back here and there and say I was completely wrong and hold my hands up. But the board are going to be to blame, Dylan. The board is going to be to blame, because I just genuinely don't think there's enough quality in this team going forward. Look, we're yet to see the full kind of potential of Okafor. He was on the bench there the other day. He didn't even get 10 minutes, didn't even get a sniff, at the game as well. So I'm hoping Okafor is just a Rafinha type of ex player, Dylan. I hope we can get Dominic Calvert-Lewin, fit and fire, and hope we can get Dan James back to some sort of form of the way he was last year. I hope Willie Nanto can pick it up a little bit as well. Look, you just have to try and look at it on the positive side. But yeah, to answer your question, Dylan, yeah, I think they have let Daniel Farke down as well. And I think, when the inevitable does happen and he does get the bullet, is the blame's going to have to fall on the 49ers, because they haven't fully backed Daniel Farke again. They didn't fully back him in the last summer. He obviously got the job done. Can he do it again?
I think he will, but it seems to be like a sort of thing. You're in it for now to see how you get on until another replacement comes up, and I think that's not the right way to look at it. And it's more or less like they not want him to fail, but it's kind of like, yeah, we'll get you the necessities. We're not going to give you the full whack. You start dropping point, and now we'll give you the bullet. And I don't know. Look, it's not looking good for Leeds at this time at present. I'm positive that we will stay up. Will it be under Farke? I don't know.
Ian says here we're going to back Farke. He never got backed at Norwich. Well, 49ers, you want to keep him and give him the tools to do so. Yeah, they haven't done that for me. Start sourcing free agents. Yeah, wonder what Premier League free agents are still out there now. Only thing Leeds released today was Gruev's heat map on deadline day. There's a football club or a comedy club. I seen that earlier on when they released that. I'm like, lads, come on, read the room. Like, that was the equivalent of me as Ramazani or Radrazani's tweet when he said Adam Forshaw as well went so in the midfielder. It's just read the room, lads. Scott says if a deal she has gone in, we have until 9 p.m. Yeah, that's obviously the big thing. If a deal she has gone in, but I'm not sure if it has. Great win though. 49ers we signed Hope. Yeah. There's a 2-hour grace period to complete the signing if a deal she has been submitted. Yeah, but that's the thing. Do we know it has been submitted in? Mourinho put a call out. Seeing that, Richard. Yeah. Look at, I don't know. Won't talk about that anyway. Yeah, we're left very short. Left very, very short over the course of this window for me. Robbie says here, goals keep teams up. We don't have goals, so I'll leave it there. Yeah, 2 + 2 = relegation, isn't it, buddy? You can't score goals, you don't stay up. Brownhill is free. I think he's more of a chance of re-signing him for Burnley. Yeah, probably. Look, at this stage, I take him, Richard. I take him as well. Like, again, obviously not what we need, but it just feels like where Leeds United are at the minute is we're just scraping the bottom of the barrel, doesn't it? Whatever's kind of out there at the minute, which isn't good enough for Leeds United. It's not good enough for your football club to be doing that.
There's nothing out there.
Everyone calling for Underwood's head. So Wacko have just put up their deal sheet in and a load of signing and question mark. I hope he's telling the truth. There's times where he gets things right, times he gets things wrong, but I doubt it. Yeah.
Oh, God.
3 weeks ago at the Dublin game, Daniel Farke said that he was still hoping for 2 or 3 in the attacking areas, and we haven't done that in 3 weeks. 3 weeks, we haven't done anything in the attacking areas. Lord. Ian Ward says Josh Sargent suddenly looks world class now. Yeah. The Ginger Messi. Go get him. We'll keep marching on regardless. We have to, Mick.
We have
Yeah,
to.
we have to. We have to. As I was looking, the way I was looking at Mick is that we've been in worse scenarios, haven't we? Could be League One Leeds again and all that. So yeah, just disappointing. Disappointing, isn't it?
We have to be positive now, lads, and we've no choice. Back every player that wears the jersey. Back Daniel Fark. And back to 49ers.
Skip has a nail on the head here as well. If the 49ers thought this window was tough, wait until the January window when we're in the bottom three. No one's come. Leeds are in the bottom three come January. No one coming near us. Nobody. Not even championship players are going to come anywhere near us. So you're right there, Skip. January window as well is just be horrendous for Leeds. We have goal scorers, but we don't have enough creativity, for which is the problem as well. Yeah, I don't know. Finn Aziz was another player that we should have gone after as well. Yeah, he's decent. Yeah, decent player again. I'm not too sure about Premier League and Premier League level. Cheer up, lads. We still have 4 keepers.
So, man, thanks very much.
Come on, yeah, still have Melier here. Whoop. We're playing Jack Harrison. Suddenly becomes good. But like that's the thing about him. Like after Newcastle, everyone's saying, "Oh yeah, I'm back." Like Jack Harrison's court and all. Like, I'm gonna back him now. But like then he'll have another horrendous game, and everyone's like, "Oh, we should have sold him." He's hot and cold. He's hot and cold. Harrison. He's done it all his career. He's done it at Everton. He's gonna do it again at Leeds. Not good enough. Not good enough for the Premier League. Like, just telling you. Sign up Gilavogi's an ex-director of football. Yeah, exactly. Get Gilavogi back. Yeah, 100% give it.
He'd make some signings.
Mick says, I've followed Leeds since 1968, seen it all. Just stop tippy-tappy football. Yeah. Play along. 4-4 fucking 2. Pull it along. Times has to go along, Mick. I agree with you there, buddy. Yeah, tippy-tappy football. See you soon, guys. I'm done. 49ers. They let Daniel Fark down. If Fark resigns, I don't blame him. He won't resign, buddy. He won't resign because no one else in the Premier League will take Daniel Fark on as a manager, so he won't resign, buddy. This failure in the window will affect the moral of the squad. I fear. Yeah, possibly. I suppose the only kind of shining light to try and put a bit of a positive spin on it is that obviously we have the international breaks now for 2 weeks. You've got players in these teams like your Okafor, Ampadu, Tanaka, hopefully to come back in after the international break, trying up the fitness a little bit. The likes of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Mecha as well, Dylan. That's me trying to be ultra positive here.
100%.
Maybe the international break has came at a decent time for Leeds United, even though it's been an okay start to the season. Maybe that's just what we need, is just get players in, get a bit more fitness in their legs, and then Fulham away is going to be tough, don't get me wrong, but it could be what we need.
Look, these lads came late into the season. You know, with 3 games in, with Calvert-Lewin only made a few cameo, obviously, against Sheffield Wednesday. And then obviously the other day, but I mean, we've said he's getting in the right areas. If he's fit, that's something that we need to do. And we obviously seen something in Okafor. We obviously seen him against Leeds when he was with AC Milan in the Aviva. He was a handful. So if we can get him up to that speed, the culture of the Premier League, culture of Leeds, I think he'll become good. They signed these players for a reason. So as we said, it's up to the 49ers now if they've done it right. But with the window being shut now and slammed straight in our faces, there could have been a few more that came in there. But look, we have to stay positive, lads. We have to.
Well, that's a 24-man squad that we have now, isn't it? So we're still one, and obviously, so we're one short. Like, am I being madly outlandish to say here, then it's just fucking recall Ramazani? Like, just say sorry. Like, come on back. Like, honestly. Probably can't now. It's probably done for like just.
It's madness.
Stupidity from the football club, like, man.
It's madness. I don't know why they don't know. That one was a head scratch. If anything, it should have been Harrison to go.
Stephen Bourne says international break is coming at the best time ever, lads. I'm not going into with a lose is high. Gonna give the squad time to gel as well. I'm hoping that there's a little bit of a shining light in this transfer window for us. 0-0 at Fulham wouldn't be a bad result. It's probably the best that we can get. Yeah, I would take a draw down at Fulham.
No, I'll take a draw, but we need goals. I think that's the issue that we're having. But I agree with the draw. I don't agree with the scoreline, but I definitely agree with the draw.
Mick says that Jack Charlton would say, put him under pressure, long balls into the box, likes of DCL, win the second balls off them. Remember Lee Chapman doing the same as well. Just times I'd agree with you, Mick, where I'd like us to go just a little bit more direct at times. Arsenal was the day like that, instead of trying to play out from the back. There's times obviously keep possession, all that, soak up a bit of pressure. then there's times just try one and over the top and try go long. And I'm sure we will with DCL as well, because he's a decent leap if we can get someone off around him as well. A Hamer would have been perfect, Dylan. Just thinking of Hamer in and around Dominic Calvert-Lewin's knockdowns, it would have been absolutely fantastic. Do you know that?
I don't want to hear, hey, unless, by tonight, they don't go to sleep or whatever, and they say Hamer is signed. That's great. After that, I don't want to hear about Hamer again. If you say, we'll go get him in January, they're talking nonsense. They should have done it last January. They didn't. Now it's shut. Still haven't got him. So if they start going on about it now in January, I'm just going to lose my head altogether. Similar to the Ryan Kent situation. Just go get... If you're linked with someone and you're interested, go get them. Just, do you know what I mean? It's a bit annoying, but yeah. We done a video a while ago down about Wendy and Hamer. I think two of us agreed that Hamer was the man over Wendy. Yeah. We'll take the two of them now if it's going.
What do you reckon how that happens with Mez? Because obviously this is going to be a big talking point for him now as well. Where obviously you've 4 keepers in there, in Perry and Darlow, Alex Cairns, you've Melier, so you've got 4 keepers there. He's going to want to go play football. He's not going to play at Leeds United. Is this going to be another termination of a contract then for him? And again, Leeds possibly lose out in 5-6 million maybe,
Quite possibly. Or could they not send him out on loan, no?
Stupid loan deal as well, yeah.
I think that's the right thing to do, just to grow his confidence back, give him some first-time football, what he needs. Hopefully he can get some confidence going again and hopefully raise the price of himself. That's what he needs. And he's not going to do it here at Leeds. Not hope.
Oh, Lord.
Ian.
I don't know, me. I really don't know. Harry Gray. Met you. Hang your hat on Pirro. I don't know, me. I really don't know. That's that's it. And Ken mentioned there a while ago, and we know it. We know what always happens. You're gonna get your 3 or 4 injuries a season, possibly more. Yeah. Do you think we could swap Armstrong with Ramazani? Yeah, I'd love that. I'd absolutely love that. 100%. Newcastle goal against Liverpool. Yeah, there wasn't a long ball pumped forward. The time it works, Mick. 100%. Yeah, 100%. Lump it long. Thankfully that we have no current internationals playing in South Africa or Fairport land unless Perry keeps a clean sheet on a regular basis, coming back to the club 24 hours before Sunday games. Yeah, that was bad as well, wasn't it? Fairport going to play, what wasn't it, two friendlies against the same nation in a couple of days. It was ridiculous. Did Villa sign Harvey Elliott? As far as I know, that was a loan deal, Richard. It was a loan deal, so they'll probably have the whole extended part of it. Don't they have a buffer after it as well? So I'd imagine they'd get it. Long Melier with a boy clause as well. Yeah, but again, it's money, isn't it? To get the money in. I believe that we can't recall Ramazani, our player, but yeah, I did hear that as well. I do hear once to sign a sale that we can't recall him, which is ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. Excuse me, Darren and Dillo. The 49ers, done with them. Never trusted them. Yeah, and I think now, my kind of overriding feeling is that the pressure is off Fark a little bit, because they haven't backed him. They haven't backed him. Look, Fark has his flaws. We know that 100%, but they haven't backed him fully. So, if they do sack him, it's on them as well, because they didn't back him in January, Dylan. Or didn't back him in the summer, and he could be gone by January.
Could be gone in the next couple of weeks, lads, if we don't start putting points on the board. So just looking at Twitter here to see if it's anything, honestly.
Look, I'm the same. I'm the same as well, Ian. And look, you've been a regular watcher of Leeds Bros, for the last year as well. And with myself and Dylan, we'd be ultra positive. But there's a lot of fans out there going, "Oh, look, leave it." We keep backing the lads. But my side of it is the footballing side of it is that for the next 4 months, we're going to be the ones having to watch our team against top quality opposition. How do we break them down? How do we score goals? Where's the goals coming from? Now, unless we're going to completely revert our style of play and we're going to start, like what Mick says, going Stoke City, long balls into the box, use the big lads that we have. I just don't think Fark's going to do it. I just don't think he's going to come away from his philosophy and what we used under Daniel Fark. It's just, I don't see how it translates into the Premier League. I could probably see us revert back as well into the 4-2-3-1 as well. So, yeah, loads of questions to ask.
No, I don't even know what to say. Sorry, I was just on Twitter there. Every time I go onto him, I'm expecting something. And there's nothing at all. I'd gone back to the Sunderland. Remember when they were spending big money on it was the area, remember when we wanted him, and they were taking a massive gamble. No, look at us. We didn't even take the gamble at all.
He said if I was a gambling man right now, I'd say we're going down. I hate to say it. Yeah. That's the feeling after that window, though, Robbie, isn't it? That's the feeling because it felt like it needed to be a really, really good window from Leeds United and then little bit of luck to stay in this league. So, yeah. Ian says, I think we have to unleash Harry Gray. He's very young, though, buddy. That's like my issue is with a Harry Gray. Not an issue, but my kind of point with it is that he's very, very young to kind of put that pressure on a young man's shoulders in the Premier League. I'd hope he'd be able to deal with it if we did do that, but you could break the boy. You really could break the boy. So, and when do you throw him in? You know, you'd want to be kind of putting him in non-high pressure moments, still, wouldn't you? When you are going to put him in, like the cup game against Sheffield Wednesday would have been the ideal time to try him, and we didn't. So I just don't see. I don't see how he does it in. I really don't. I'd like that, but I don't know.
But this is it though. Like with Pero there and Mecha, and then obviously Calvert-Lewin, it's kind of like he's obviously fourth choice.
Mm.
And I'm not saying that he's not quality. He is. We've seen it. And Eddie Gray's come out and said it loads of times that he thinks he's better than Archie. You know, it's just simply with the three players in front of him. Why did we go get Mecha? Why did we go get Calvert-Lewin? If now you're going to turn around and hang your hat on a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, sorry.
So Baron Cross has just tweeted there as well. Leeds have announced JB's permanent move to Hull City. He hasn't played for United in more than 2 years and is in the final year of his contract. So yeah, he's gone now anyway. Baron Cross says, no word as of yet from Leeds, no deal sheets, etc. for incoming business.
Well, that's that. That is that, guys.
Yeah.
That is disappointing.
Well, he just said no, like there's no word from the football club yet. Doesn't necessarily mean that there's not, but he just said there's no word yet. Liverpool scorer for 15 years. Yeah, look, I'm not saying that, but the players, bloom at different times, Mick, as well. Like, be more so, I'd like to kind of keep Harry Gray there, keep his development going, keep him going in the under 21s, and I wouldn't be putting him into high pressure situations at the minute.
Well, like it's not that we don't think so. I just think with Fark, he's publicly said it to leave the boy alone.
It's more to be at this point. It's not throwing shade to Harry Gray. It's more to be at this point in the Premier League that we're turning our attention now to a Harry Gray, and that's my issue. He shouldn't have to take.
Shouldn't have to. No, shouldn't whatsoever. He's a young lad and he has bags of quality, and we know that. And he's going to be a phenomenal footballer when he does get to that, and when his moment is right. My version of it is he's came out repeatedly and said, he's young, leave him alone. And then like that, Calvert-Lewin, experienced Premier League player, Mecha, obviously injury prone, but we know that he has quality. Pero, will he step it up to the Premier League? All these, professional, age-appropriate athletes to then hang your hat on a 16-year-old. That's it for me.
Ken says, if the results get toxic at Ellen Road, the fans' fingers will be pointing towards an empty director's box while Fark will be left answering the tough questions in his pre-match interviews. Yeah, it's always the way, buddy. They always go run as well. Things get tough. They're always there for the good times, aren't they? Stephen Bourne says, fingers are red raw. Lads scrolling through Twitter. Me too as well, buddy. It doesn't look like anything's coming. Doesn't look like anything's coming, yeah. DCL and Ameche, both injury prone. Harry could be our second striker. He could be in, which is mental to say. James Miller played at 16, now he's nearly 40. Yeah, it just you can't compare that though, Mick. For me, you can't compare James Miller to Harry Gray. He's only starting out in his career. He's a long way to go. And again, I'm not saying Harry Gray isn't good enough or isn't going to be good enough. I'm just saying it's not fair to be putting all this pressure on him at the age that he's at. Keep letting him develop, and if he does come to a stage where he's good enough to play for Leeds, fine. But in the Premier League at the minute, now that we just haven't done the recruitment right, it's not fair to turn our attention to to a 15, 16-year-old lad to try and get us out of danger. Would be my feeling, my thoughts of it. It's just that's poor from the club. That that's us as a fans that we're talking about that potentially Harry Gray needs to come in and say, we'll see.
Didn't sign anyone.
So Sunderland got 3 in today.
Yeah. Mm.
Couldn't even get one done.
No.
Failure to sign strikers heaps pressure on Harrogate. That's what I'm saying, buddy. That's what I'm saying. And like, who knows whether he can deal with it. He has the quality, but can he deal with the pressure? It's two totally different sides of football, mate. Two totally different sides of football. There's a mental side and a technical side of football, and you just don't know, buddy. You'd like to think he can, but it's not fair. Not fair to put the pressure on him at this stage. Yeah, Twitter's an absolute meltdown. Meltdown at the minute.
I just went over. I only put you in bad form. Well, I'm in bad form already, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, Dillo, absolutely nothing going on, lads. Look, I think we'll leave it there. I think we're gonna have to close the book on it. Unfortunately, transfer window slams shut without Leeds United again doing any business. Feels like they've let the fan base down, and more importantly, they've let the manager and the players down on that team. Who knows where Leeds United go from here? Hopefully, a couple of players can step up and dig us out of a hole, is what Dylan says, and get to that January window. Maybe do a bit of recruitment then. But yeah, we'll leave it there, guys. Thanks very much for everyone that popped in on your Monday night. Please drop a like on the video. Really helps to kind of push it out there, guys. Hit subscribe to the channel if you're new here as well. And we'll leave it there. Dylan, to say before we say goodnight to all these brilliant people.
Love is all, lads. All lays out me. Heads up.
Yeah. We'll leave it there, guys. Look at yeah, chins up. We keep going. That's a nice positive note to end it on. We keep going. We stick together, lads. Mind yourselves. Mind each other. We'll catch you in the next one.